When Lewis Hamilton joined Ferrari at the start of this season, it was a dream come true for the 7-time world champion. Having seen Schumacher dominate the team as a child, Hamilton was part of a generation of Formula One drivers who grew up believing that success at Ferrari was the pinnacle of Formula One achievement. To become the undisputed most successful F1 driver of all time by winning his 8th World Drivers' title at Ferrari and securing the Scudderia, a first championship 2008, well, that would have been incredible. However, things have not gone his way. He struggled to adapt to the new car, being soundly beaten by his new teammate Charles Leclerc in qualifying and race performance. Now, he's opened up on just how bad the move to Ferrari has been for him and his retirement plans. So, don't go anywhere. Hamilton's announcement at the start of 2024 that he would be driving for the Italian team from this season onward had sent shockwaves through the paddock. Expectations were high for the 7-time world champion, especially in the context of his struggles with Mercedes in the ground effect era and Ferrari's own 16-year-long title drought. He joined the team just after their most competitive season in recent memory, which only heightened expectations. Hamilton fans around the world thought that he would step into the team and instantly find himself on the podium and fighting for a driver's championship. And while the 40-year-old has had highlights to write home about in his debut season for the Maranello-based squad, such as that win at the Chinese Grand Prix sprint race, the Briton has failed to live up to the hype his move had generated. 16 rounds into the 2025 season, and Hamilton sits 46 points adrift of teammate Charles Leclerc in the drivers' standings, and has openly admitted to feeling useless in the SF25. In qualifying, Hamilton has been beaten 14-5 if you include the sprint races, and in race results, Leclerc leads him 13-4, with both drivers having been disqualified from the Chinese Grand Prix and failing to finish at Zandvoort. Looking back at the first half of the season, the former Mercedes driver conceded that he had not expected things to be as difficult as they've turned out to be for him in Italy. "Yeah, it's been an emotional rollercoaster," he told the media during the Italian Grand Prix weekend. "Did I expect it to be as volatile in terms of feeling? No. But that's life." Hamilton started the race at Monza from 10th on the grid after incurring a 5-place grid penalty at Zandvoort for a reconnaissance lap violation, where he eventually crashed out. "Even though we had a difficult Sunday at Zandvoort, we're coming out on the brighter end of the tunnel," he continued. "I read something recently saying there's no point stressing about tomorrow because it often puts shade on the present. So I'm really trying not to worry about tomorrow. I'm trying to be present and enjoy every moment because this half of the season has gone really quick. It's my first half of a season with this team, and there's obviously a long way to go. I don't want to miss any of these special moments." Hamilton actually had a very positive Italian Grand Prix despite the 5-place grid penalty. He made up 4 places during Sunday's race to finish 6th from 10th on the grid, which was his best result since Silverstone. 2025 hasn't been the season that Hamilton wanted, but in a way, that is almost a good thing. Being out of the battle for the title has given him time to adapt to the team without the pressure of having to perform to the maximum for every race. Hamilton is now focusing on spending the rest of the season on getting to grips with the wider Ferrari team and taking the learning opportunities from his struggles. "I'm sure there have been plenty of seasons that have felt difficult. I remember 2009 was difficult. I remember 2010, 2011 wasn't great. 2012 was a pivotal moment for me," he recollected. Obviously, 2022, 2023, so there's been plenty of others that were just different. I was in a different place in my life. Of course, I had the whole of last year to think about it and try to prepare, but there are still things you couldn't foresee," he conceded, before going on to speak about the big differences with Ferrari that have made his adaptation to the team such a challenge. "There has been a lot of adjustment both from my side and the team's side. They've really moved heaven and earth to accommodate me. Obviously, there are cultural differences. Fred made a comment that perhaps they underestimated me joining the team, and the year we've been faced with in terms of the problems with the car. So yeah, a combination of all those things. But honestly, the harder it is, the better it can make you. This year has been tough for everyone in the team, but it prepares us for better days. We'll be stronger having gone through this tough first 6 months. I'm really excited and motivated for a positive uphill battle from here, and I feel like I've got the best people around me to do that." Hamilton struggles with Mercedes in the ground effect era, and now Ferrari have made some people question whether he still has the motivation to deal with these tough years and strive to compete. Fernando Alonso is the master of dealing with disappointment in Formula 1 and has never looked as low as Hamilton has at times over the past few years. Lewis has actually now spoken about his retirement plans. But before I talk about that, if you're enjoying the video and want to catch more news and analysis on Formula 1, then make sure to press the like button and subscribe to F1 Reverse. Thanks a lot. The major goal of Ferrari bringing Hamilton to the team was always silverware. The Scudderia haven't won the individual title since Kimi Raikkonen won it in 2007. Incidentally, that was Lewis's debut season. Not only is he targeting a record-breaking 8th title for himself, but winning a title at this point would make him the first driver since Jack Brabham in 1966 to achieve a title after reaching 40 years of age. Winning the title next year would make Hamilton the third oldest world champion in F1 history, with Giuseppe Farina and Juan Manuel Fangio, 43 and 46 years old respectively, at the time of their last titles. While there is still history to be made by Hamilton, the question of whether he wants to make it or not is regularly asked. There have been plenty of rumours that Lewis could call time on his F1 career well before the end of his current contract with Ferrari, perhaps even at the end of this year. But Hamilton has firmly refuted any idea that he could walk away. "I have no intention of stopping anytime soon," Hamilton told French magazine L'Equipe. With fellow F1 world champion Fernando Alonso still on the grid and competitive at 44 years old, another driver who's aiming to add to his title tally, Hamilton joked that his own career longevity could be tied to his former teammates' age. "I really appreciate that Fernando Alonso is continuing, because it means he's older than me. I'll keep going until he's 50. Hamilton's clarification on this comes just days after former F1 chairman Bernie Ecclestone opinioned that the Ferrari driver needs to call time on his career after 19 years for the sake of his legacy. He could stop, Ecclestone said. The danger is that if he continues for another year or a year and a half and hasn't gotten better by then, people will forget him and his achievements. While Ecclestone's comments might sound sensible, there really is no chance of Hamilton destroying his legacy. When Michael Schumacher returned to F1 at Mercedes in 2010, he proceeded to lose out to his teammate Nico Rosberg in each of the 3 seasons he remained. On top of that, he only secured 1 podium in 58 races. But does anyone look back at Schumacher's career and say, "Wow, he was amazing. Such a shame he had those 3 rubbish seasons at Mercedes though, really ruined his reputation"? Of course they don't, and people won't say that about Hamilton after he retires either. While it has been a struggle for Hamilton during his move to Ferrari, he isn't going anywhere and seems determined to stick it out and fight for that 8th driver's title. Verstappen was recently asked to assess his former title rival's Ferrari debut and said that he could understand the troubles. "I can't judge how he worked at Mercedes or how he feels in that team, but he came to a team that already has a very strong driver in Charles. It's never easy to immediately outperform a teammate who knows the team, the processes and the language perfectly. Next season will be a fresh chance for Hamilton. With a year worth of time betting into Ferrari and his input into the new car, then next season could be the one for him. Of course, all of that will depend on how the new car performs. And if you want to know more about Ferrari's chances next season, then make sure to click the video showing on your screen right now. And until next time, drive safe and bye for now."